I'm going to list 5 key elements that a person has to have if they want to maximize their God-given potential. So you want to maximize your God-given potential, right? All of us want to maximize our God-given potential. As a human being, we are unlike anything else in the entire universe that we are aware of. And the fact of the matter is, we as human beings can think. In Genesis 2:7, it says that God breathed into man, into the nostrils of man, and he became a living soul. A major component of a person's soul is their consciousness. That's what makes us human beings. And so when we look at maximizing our God-given potential, there are some key elements, and I'm going to list 5 of them. 5 key elements that a person has to have if they want to maximize their God-given potential. There's no certain level of schooling that a person needs to tap into these 5 things. There's no degree set. At any stage in a person's life, they can have these 5 things. And that can be proven just by looking back on history and the people who have succeeded and really achieved great things. And so I want to list it out, and then we'll talk about them. But it all starts, and I'm going to use M's. Okay, I like when lists have the same starting consonant. So let's talk about them. The first one is a mission. A person who is on a mission is someone who is driven to achieve something for a specific reason. And so underneath that mission, I list, and these are the 5 M's, that's mission, and then it's motive, okay? And so if you think about this, people can be on a mission, but if the motive is wrong, or there isn't a true motive, like there's a lot of people who say, I want to earn $1 million. I want to have $1 million business. And it's like, okay, that's cool. Like that is their mission. And we can substitute mission for goal. You can have, what's your goal, right? You have to have a direction that you're going if you're going to be able to utilize all of the God-given potential that you've been given. And I can promise every single person who's watching this, you have been given so much more potential than you can even imagine right now. You are capable of so much more. And I'm sure that's why you're watching this video. You're thinking how you're on YouTube and you know that there's more on the inside of you. Maybe you've started a business, or you want to start a business, or you're thinking about your life in a different way at this season in your life, and you're thinking about the future, and there's something that you want and you maybe don't know how to get it, which is why you're here. So then these 5 things you can examine and evaluate as you move forward. Because a lot of people start with the 4th M, and it's not a good idea, because you need all of these other ones. And so we'll get into that. So the mission, right? You got to be a person on mission with a motive. So someone who'll say, well, okay, my goal is to earn $1 million, but there's not really a true, genuine motive or desire for that thing. There's no reason why. Usually it's going to fizzle out. So what's your mission? I want to ask you, what is your current goal? What are you going after? Is it clearly defined? My favorite quote of all time, Robert Heinlein: in the absence of a clearly defined goal, we become strangely loyal to performing daily trivia until ultimately we become enslaved by it. I use this quote all the time because it forces us to examine our life. It quickly interrupts the common daily trivia, and we get to examine, why am I doing this in the first place? What is the point of all of this stuff? And you can have really good habits, but if you don't have a goal, there's a point in time where you get and you're like, okay, why am I doing all this? So the mission is really important. So you have a mission, and you have a motive or a desire for that thing, the reason behind. Why do you want this? That is only answerable by you. If there is a mission that you are on with a motive that you don't actually want, but it's for someone else, that is not the way to live. So you want to figure out, what is my mission? What mission am I on? And why do I want this? Okay, those 2 things. After that, and really before that, so there's this paradox here, this catch-22, it's mindset. There's a lot of people who have a mission, or they have a goal, or they have an idea, or they think they know what they want, but their mindset, which is their conscious and their subconscious, is not conditioned for that reality. What I mean by that is most often what happens, and why you need the fifth M, is because a lot of times the paradigm conditions the imagination. So the imagination is one of those mental muscles in our conscious mind, or our ability to think. And so our ability to create images in the mind of something that we want that is separate from what our current results are, that is a skill set that can be developed, because most people's imagination is conditioned by a current belief system or paradigm, which is a subconscious. Think about sub, below the surface. It goes without the awareness of the person. These are those belief systems or those paradigms. And so the paradigm or the program, the operating system of a person, is usually in control of the imagination because it's been taught to act like that. And so the imagination can only go as far as the belief system. And so in order to do this, we have to work on our conscious and subconscious mind, or our mind and our heart, our thinking and our feeling. All of that has to do with mindset. And so the more we understand the mind, the more we become aware of what is actually going on in our life and why it's happening. And I can assure every single person, again, watching this, that it has to do with belief systems. Everything that is going on in your life right now has to do with what you believe. And that those belief systems oftentimes came from other people that have been accepted and planted or programmed into the subconscious mind. And so when you get a mission and you have a desire, you can overcome any mindset. And so sometimes you can work on the mindset first to examine what you actually want. And so they kind of go hand in hand there. So you've got a mission with a method and the mindset to sustain it. And then you do need a method. There needs to be a strategy. And there's a lot of people, again, who it's wishful thinking, because it's wishful thinking sometimes because either the goal is so general that there's no way that the mind can actually work with the idea. For instance, if you take an architect and a builder, we're talking about the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and the architect drafts up this drawing and brings it to the contractor, but the drawing is very general. In fact, it's not actually a drawing. It's just a statement that says, I want a house with 4 rooms. I want it to have 3 bathrooms. I want it to have a living room and a kitchen. Can you build this thing? The contractor is probably going to build that thing, but the chances of the architect being satisfied with what is built is very unlikely. And that's because there was no specificity. I don't know if I said that right, but there was no specifics. And so we can, as a human being with a conscious mind, create any image we want in our mind. And with a harmonious belief system, manifest in our life the things that we desire. Most often, again, through either disappointment or poor programming by other people in our life, the idea or the belief system is that you can't do that. You can't manifest what you desire. Like, you get what comes to you and that's it. And so because there's a disposed expectation for disappointment, a lot of people don't set specific goals because they don't want to be disappointed. That can be one of many reasons why they don't, but it can be one of them. So you've got a mission, you've got a method, you've got the motive for that mission or the desire, and then you have the mindset. And part of that mindset is obviously the thinking and the believing. You could call it faith. And then there's a method. And almost always what you'll find is the method will not be revealed until the first 3 are in place. And this is, again, where so many people get trapped, is they are focusing on methods for achieving success without knowing what they actually want. people they'll develop great routines. They'll wake up in the morning, they'll go to the gym, they'll do all these things. And those are healthy habits. I'm not saying not to have that. But I think where there's a lot of people who are still disappointed with life, or they're frustrated, or they're anxious, or they're stressed, is they don't know what all of these habits, why they're doing them. They're not on a mission. They don't have a clearly defined goal. And so there's a lot of practices that, fizzle out, or they reignite and re-engage with these daily practices or habits and all that, but they don't know where it's going. And so the method will typically, once you make a decision, my mentor always said, you don't need to know how, you just need to make a decision of where you're going. What are you doing? So that mission, the motive, the mindset, and then the method will reveal itself. And often, and this is the fifth one, often the method will reveal itself through a mentor. And why mentorship? So once you know where you're going and why you're going there, and you've developed your mind to believe, you will usually come across someone who is showing you the way, right? And the way that is being presented is what they have already done to achieve the success that they desired. And now they're showing other people, this is the method you can use. But that same method won't work without the right mindset. See what I'm saying? So the method will actually work, but because a person doesn't know where they're going and they don't have the belief system that it could work for them, that method actually won't work because they won't actually use it. And so that is why the fifth one, the mentor, is so essential. Or you could call it a coach, or you could call it an accountability partner, whatever that is. But it's someone holding you accountable to a method or a system that will work to help you achieve the goal that you're going after. This is where success is inevitable. That will work every single time for a person because they know where they're going. They have a reason for why they're going there. There's a desire for it. And they have developed the mindset to take them, to sustain them through the process. And then they have a method that they're working consistently, and they're accountable to someone to consistently do that. Those 5 components, there is no chance of failure. Failure is an impossibility for a person who has those 5 things. And so when it comes to tapping into your true, genuine potential, I just want you to write that out on a piece of paper. Write those 5 things. Okay, what is my mission? What's my motive? What is my mindset? Do I currently believe? If there's a shred of doubt in my mind, what are those doubts? What are those fears? What are those beliefs that are holding me back? And then you can start to look for, and oftentimes you won't even have to look for it. It will reveal itself to you. It will be like, wow, I was wanting to go in this direction because of this reason, and I believe I can do it. And now, right, it's either a book or it's a course or it's a person or something. It's a YouTube video. And you're like, this is crazy. And it's actually not crazy. It's just whatever you want to call it, the law of attraction or God's providence in your life. You've now have the mindset for the method and the mentor who can hold you accountable to doing it and taking you in that direction. And what all of that does is it causes us to grow and tap into who God truly designed us to be, which is this amazing force of good on the planet. And so this is where it's so fun. This is what makes living so fun. Who said it? Mark Twain, I think, right? The 2 most important days in a person's life is the day that they are born and the day they find out why. I hope as you're watching this video, you're examining those 5 things. What's my mission? What's my motive? What's my mindset? What's my method? And then who's my mentor? Who's holding me accountable to this process? And at any point of that, you can quickly find where you're at. And if you don't have any of those, you want to work on mindset, and you want to work on where are you going? What do you want? And so if you need help with that, by all means, click the description, the links in the description. Anything there is there as a resource for you. Obviously, I go live every single morning at 6 a.m. for Success Before Sunrise. helping every single person in the community to do just that, to be focused on those things and to be living intentionally right from when you wake up, 6 a.m. Central Time, Central Standard. So that's it. I'll write those 5 out, those 5 M's, and then examine them and say, how certain am I in each of these areas? Do I have a clear path? And if you don't, obviously use the links, get in touch with me. I even have a number that you can text in the description. Let's just get you on the path. So that's it for today. Maximizing your God-given potential. Those 5 things, it will guarantee your success as you develop and maximize your God-given potential. All right, this is Mindset Mastery, Kevin Bjorklund. Thank you so much. Click subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. I love your comments, and be looking for the next video. It's all about getting better and better every single day. That's what you're doing. If you've watched it to this point, I applaud you. Great job. I'll see you in the next video.